Yo, to meet you. My name is Pamela Smith. It's a warm summer night, 1997. My mother, my sister, and I are sitting outside the home when suddenly the front screen door slowly creaks open, and out walks this beautiful little angel, about 3 years old, carrying a bundle of bananas, about half of his size. And so Austin comes down the stairs and walks to my mother and says, "I want a nan or nanny." And Austin knew who he was from an early age. And my little brother Christian is 6 months older than Austin, and they're very close, and they're both part of the LGBT community. So my mother would say it's just a phase. And I told her, no, it's not a phase. She's like, oh, it's a phase. They'll grow out of it. I'm like, no, it's not a phase. They know who they are. And I've loved them from the moment they were born. And regardless of, you know, how they want to live their life, I love them. So fast forward to Aubrey's, Austin's junior high years. He transitions to Aubrey. And Aubrey, she has always been a kind-hearted soul. You know, she would give the shirt off her back to you. She had friends that would, be in trouble or have family problems, and she would take them home with her and offer them a place to sleep, food, clothing, whatever she had to offer, she would give. And her transition began in junior high, and she and my brother, like I said, they're 6 months apart. So they went to school together. They walked home together. They were each other's shadows. And they would get chased home. They lived in a small community in northeast Oklahoma. And, that community was not very open to the LGBT community. And to this day, I don't believe it is any more than when they were growing up. And they would get chased home by other kids, and they would yell homophobic slurs, make threats to them. Through all of that, they've had to endure. Aubrey, as an adult, I would hear stories, and it would upset me, and I would, be like, "Well, who is it?" And she would be like, "Aunt Pam, it's okay. I'll just pray for them." That's who Aubrey was. Um, One of the things I miss the most about her is she would come up to me when I'd see her, and the first thing she'd do is hug me and give me a big sloppy kiss on the cheek and say, "I love you, Aunt Pam." And she's always been brave. She's always been brave, resilient. So fast forward to March of 2019, March 16th to be exact. I was notified by a family friend and she asked me if Aubrey was missing. I said, not that I'm aware of. So I contacted local law enforcement, and they confirmed that a report was taken on March 11th. No family contacted Christian and I, so that's how we found out. And Aubrey had moved away to New Mexico in 2018, and she began her physical transformation of her upper body there. When she returned to live with her mom, her mom's boyfriend, and her brother. And they all were into drugs. Several had made a statement since Aubrey's gone missing that she was new to the needle, so she did fall into that lifestyle when she returned. Her mom's boyfriend is a white man who comes from a background of money, so he has always acted superior, and him and Aubrey didn't see eye to eye. And so, he would look down on Native Americans. The story from when Aubrey went missing, her mom gave very specific details, but her mom stated that she had just woke up at 3:30 in the morning, was walking to the restroom, and it's just strange. Aubrey's last post on social media was February 26th, and I find that strange. They claim that she went missing on March 9th. On March 19th, I speak to the investigator who's handling my niece's case, because on March 16th, I started making calls and didn't get nowhere with anybody over the weekend. So on March 19th, I actually spoke to the detective handling her case. And I introduced myself and explained why I'm calling, is there any leads? And he goes, well, why do you think she's missing? He goes, we don't believe she's a missing person. I was like, well, she can be gullible and naive. And he laughs, this condescending laugh. He says, well, he goes, no. He goes, we believe very well that she knows what she's doing. And I said, how can you say that? She's a missing person. She wouldn't just go and stop all contact with everybody in the family. He said, well, we just don't believe she's a missing person. I said, how can you say that? He said, well, because of her lifestyle. I said, wait, what do you mean her lifestyle? I said, because she's transgender? No, just because of her lifestyle. I was like, so you're telling me that because of her lifestyle that my niece's life isn't worth searching for? He says, that's not what I'm saying. I said, that's exactly what you're saying. He says, well, she's got 500 Facebook friends who are male. I said, and? He says, well, we just don't believe she's a missing person. I was like, so because of her lifestyle and her 500 friends on Facebook are male, that her life isn't worth searching for? He said, I didn't say that. I said, yes, you did. I said, that's exactly what you're saying. He said, no, we didn't get the resources. He said, well, she's known to use an illegal substance. I said, so because of her lifestyle, because 500 of her friends on Facebook are male, and because she's known to use an illegal substance, that her life isn't worth searching for? He says, that's not what I'm saying. I said, that's exactly what you're saying. So after that conversation, I learned that he's known in the community. He's an older white man, and he has no respect for Native Americans or anyone of color. He treats them like they don't matter. And he confirmed it with my conversation with him. It was devastating. It's one of the worst things to ever have to go through. We have been blessed with some people that have came to help us search for Aubrey. And one is a wonderful canine team. And at one point, the canine team, the dogs that they brought, they're human remain detection dogs. And so they're certified HRD dogs. So there was a location that we went to, and they found what appeared to be a shallow grave, and with a black jacket that Aubrey was described wearing last. And so the search team came off the hill and contacted this investigator because he was there at the fire department waiting with us. And he was the only law enforcement there. So he didn't go up there. He went to call the sheriff to see if they had anybody come, set. This was on a Sunday, the Sunday before Memorial Day. He comes back about 20, 30 minutes later and says that he contacted the sheriff and they had nobody. And that the anthropologist / medical examiner could not make it out until Tuesday. I was thinking, I didn't know that Emmy, took a holiday off. So they didn't return. They left this site unsecure for 2 days, from Sunday when it was found till Tuesday about noon. Just some of the injustices that we have faced from day one. We've been on a search, and a SARS personnel, which is a search and rescue, called to ask the county to bring out a dog, and the response was, why we're not doing the search. I don't wish this on anybody. It's horrible. The statistics, 5712 is a number from 2016. And, that's so incorrect, because, it affects so many more people than that. There's so many more missing and that have been murdered, our Indigenous relatives. During this crisis, I've always been the one that my kids and Aubrey and Christian have came to when they had a problem, and I would help them solve it. We'd go on with life. And I haven't been able to do this. I haven't been able to give them closure. I haven't been able to bring Aubrey to them. And I feel defeated. You go to these searches and you have hope, and then you have fear, and then you have anger, and then you have doubt, and then you feel like a failure, but then in the same breath you feel relieved because she wasn't there. Maybe there's hope that she's, you try to keep that little glimmer of hope that she's still alive somewhere. But this has broke me. I've never been broken. And I've had to reach out for mental health help. I've been put on medication. If anybody out there is dealing with this and they're new to a crisis like this, you're not alone. There's so many resources out there. So many good people out there that can help. We have been blessed with so many different people. MMIW USA, Crossroads Canine Search and Rescue, and numerous other people. And we're battling this nightmare. And when I wake up, I realize this is my life. This is my life. But, with all the support that we've had, I'm not sure we could have made it this far, and we won't stop. We won't give up until we bring Aubrey home. And I believe after that, we'll continue to help other families as well. And Aubrey lives on in our heart forever. What up?